here with Simon today, and we're going to talk about a chart of the day. We haven't done this in a while, and so just a little bit excited to talk about these transits that are taking place for us right now. And so in the 2-week forecast that I had done a couple of days ago, we spoke about certain transits that will be taking place between the 23rd of May or 22nd of May and leading up to the full moon that will be happening in Sagittarius at 9 degrees. And so, or 8 degrees. And so the energy that I was talking about specifically was this relationship between Venus in Cancer in the 4th house. So Venus in Cancer, they're sitting at 6 degrees. If you go right down to the bottom of the screen, you'll see that Venus is sitting there. And its opposition to Saturn in Capricorn at 8 degrees. And what I find really interesting about this opposition that's taking place is that there's this interesting inconjunct between Mars and Aquarius at 3 degrees and Venus at the 6 degree Cancer archetype, right? So you've got this opposition and this inconjunct, and it has to do with Venus being this really important player here. Where is Taurus, right? We have Uranus over there. What I mean by that is, where is Uranus? Uranus is in Taurus at 0 degrees, and we've got Mercury in Taurus as well. So we know that the full moon, the new moon, had a lot to do with this opening up energy associated with Uranus entering Taurus. And we know that Venus in itself has a very strong connection to the Taurus archetype, because Taurus, in a sense, is the essence of our needs, you know, as an organism, not just as a human being, because we tend to see astrology just as our human beingness, but really it's the map of life. And so when we look at life in itself, everything has an essential need. So what is the astrology trying to show us at the moment? It's trying to show us that right now, the thing that we're looking at closely, that we're going to begin to understand within ourselves, is how have we defined ourselves in the past? Saturn, Capricorn, Pluto, Capricorn, right? How have we defined ourselves in the past? And how has that identity, Venus in Cancer, been the vehicle for experiencing our spirit? And so what do I mean by spirit? And why do I bring spirit into the case here? Because the essence of our beingness is consciousness, but it needs a form. It needs a structure in order to understand the context of its beingness, right? So a tree, we identify as a tree, Capricorn, because of the nature of its identity. And so how do we connect with its identity? Well, we look at it through the sense that a tree has leaves, generally, right? We notice that it has branches. And the more that we begin to identify and define these things, the more we actually begin to see that there is a structure, an image that is building for us. So the imagery that we have seen ourselves through in the past is being revamped. And so within this opposition between Saturn and Venus, we're finding how the outside definitions and structures have been linked with our internal reality. And where do we meet resistance? So why resistance? Because of the opposition. And with Mars and Aquarius in conjuncting the Venus, we don't see that where our need for liberation must take place is actually trying to support the essential liberation of the opposition between Saturn and Venus. So here we have this identity and it's been formed, but yet we've outgrown it. With Mars, with Uranus transiting Aries, we've outgrown this definition. We've outgrown these things. We have this new sense of self and we want to bring it into the world, but yet we meet resistance because somewhere along the lines, maybe our patterns of behavior have been outdated. What is outdated would be the key. And then how are we updating that? And this is something that I find really interesting, considering the fact that today, the 25th of May, I'm sure you've received multiple emails around the new data protection law that has come out, and how the nature of this data protection law is come into play because we have moved from doing business and collecting data in the old world in paper and so on to now being online. So how has the world changed and shifted to a new space, and we've needed to update our definitions around how we create protection in this new world? And so everybody has now sent out an email, including me, that I have to do this, and going, hey, by the way, this is how we collect your data, this is how we share it, this is how it gets protected, and this is in accordance with this huge law that is changing, Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. So how is your life being updated relative to what is being changed, is the message for the chart of the day today. Okay? All right, my friends, thank you so much for letting me share this with you today. I want to just talk to you a little bit about a foundation class astrology that I'm starting on the 3rd of May. So if you want to know more about this, please write me an email and I will be happy to send you a link to, if you want to start it. But that's exciting because I've got a really, really new updated way of interacting with the people that study under me. So I'm really excited to begin sharing that with you. This is completely in alignment with this chart at the moment. So if you want to study astrology on the 3rd of May, we're starting on Sunday. Write me an email if you want to start, and I will send you the link to set it all up. Or if you've got some questions, I'd be happy to help you digest them. Okay. All right, my friends, take care. Bye-bye.